everybody, how you doing today? Welcome to the Los Feliz district of Los Angeles. Take a look up there. I mean, the houses are huge. One of my favorite areas of Los Angeles coming here is this area, and just beautiful homes on the sides of the hills here, and they look small, but they're not. No, they're not. They always go back and down. So this street, Lowry, has a particularly dark history because of one incident, and that's what the focus of today's video is going to be about. You may not be familiar with an actor, or you're definitely familiar with the show Sons of Anarchy. Now, that was a huge hit, and Johnny Lewis was an actor on the show, and he played a character named Half Sack. I believe this was the first 2 seasons. Now, Johnny, he's from California. He was born over in the Sherman Oaks area, and his parents were Scientologists. And he was a Scientologist most of his life. And then he left home at the age of 18 to pursue a career in acting. And he was getting roles. I mean, he was in the OC, Drake and Josh, Aliens versus Predator, and of course Sons of Anarchy. He dated Katy for quite a while, and yeah, he was on his way until he had a brain accident in 2011 that seemed to trigger a lot. So we're going to walk down to the house. It's no parking around here, so I had to park very far. Well, not too far. I had to park a little further. There's going to be a crazy little black and white dog right here in the window probably any second now. It's my keys are making lots of noise in my pocket. I don't know. He's not there anymore. Let me take the key out so it's not make noise. Professional. But there's only so many places you can store your keys. So, he was arrested 3 times between 2011 and 2012. In January 2012, he struck 2 men in the head with a bottle while engaged in a fight. Pled no contest to assault with a deadly weapon. Second arrest came 6 weeks after the first, when he was accused of attempting to break into a woman's home. He pled no contest in that as well. Considering the cases, the probation officer expressed that he was very concerned not only for the community, but for the well-being of the defendant. It was said that Johnny suffered from mental health issues as well as chemical dependency, and that he would continue to be a threat to any community that he lived in. On September 21st, 2012, he was released from a Los Angeles County jail. This is 5 days before not only his death, but someone else's as well that he's the cause of. So about that head injury, he was in a high-speed motorcycle accident and suffered injuries. He missed his MRI tests, wouldn't take them. And then Johnny's father states that he pursued and encouraged psychiatric treatment for his son, and Johnny refused to comply. And apparently, he also had a marijuana addiction. So ever since that accident, he started behaving very strangely. Like illogical behavior and just acting out and being quite bizarre. He had major legal problems going on at this time, and his lawyer pushed for rehab for marijuana addiction. And when Johnny rejected that, they pursued rehab for alcoholism to avoid trial. So early August 2012, he was granted provisional outpatient status, and he made a deal with the district attorney here in the San Fernando court that his freedom for time served. And he was assured that he would likely just spend a couple more days in jail, no more. The couple of days turned into nearly 2 more months, during which he suffered a severe downturn in health and spirits. And he was released from jail September 21st, 2012. Now, there's a lady named Catherine Davis who owned a house right up here. We got to get around the corner here for a minute. As I'm walking, I told you I had to walk pretty far. But Catherine Davis owned a home that was known as the Writer's Villa. And it was a bed and breakfast for like up and coming performers. Directors, writers, actors. they would stay at the house. Johnny had previously lived here in 2009, and he had recently moved back in. So now we're on September 26, 2012.
Now to that shocking murder mystery out of Hollywood that ended up with up-and-coming TV actor dead. Johnny Lewis starred in the show Sons of Anarchy, and officials say he went on a violent rampage, allegedly killing his landlady and then himself.
Police were called. We're right here. That driveway straight ahead, that is the driveway. That is where we're going to be focusing on for the video. Police were called by neighbors after Johnny violently attacked two people at the property next door, that's that one right there, and found his landlady, Catherine Davis, dead. She was found inside the house with severe head injuries, and her pet cat was also found dead in the bathroom. I know that he really severely beat the cat, so much that one of its eyes was popped out. I know, I'm an animal lover. It pains me to say that. And Catherine Davis beat her to death as well. He jumped over a fence, and that fence is right there. This is on September 26, 2012. Jumped over a fence, assaulted a house painter who was right in that corner there. Okay, so let me go a little closer. The house painter was right there on the patio. So he assaulted the house painter, and then the homeowner, who knew Johnny, because Johnny had come over to the house one time and said, "Hi, I'm your new neighbor, Johnny." John, actually called himself John, now that I'm thinking about it. "I'm your new neighbor, John." So, assaulted both of them, and then jumped back over the fence onto the property of this house here. According to the LAPD, he either fell from or jumped from the roof, the garage, or the patio of Davis's house, Catherine's house here. So either that garage right there, he either jumped from, or that railing, or that roof way up there, because he landed right there. So there's the neighbor's house. There's the famous writer's house. His death was investigated as a homicide. It was later determined that he killed Davis by manual strangulation and blunt force trauma to the head. Here's where it gets very interesting. So, showing you the driveway right here. He landed, see where that blue tarp is? Pretty much right there.
It happened Wednesday morning at the Writer's Villa, a sort of bed and breakfast for young people working in Hollywood.
We got a series of 911 calls. Neighbors called, said there's someone screaming, I hear glass breaking. Our officers rushed up there. By the time we got there, Mr. Lewis was already dead.
Police found Lewis's landlady, 81-year-old Catherine Davis, beaten and strangled to death in a bedroom. Her cat virtually dismembered in a bathroom. Eyewitnesses told police Lewis appeared to show superhuman strength.
Mr. Lewis at some point jumped over a fence into a neighbor's yard and for some reason attacked a painter who was over there working painting the house. The painter and the homeowner were able to get him away. He jumped back into his yard where he was staying and at some point shortly thereafter fell to his death.
So not a high fall, but it was enough to kill him. I mean, if it's from the garage right there, that's not too high, but it seems that he was under severe distress and and I think he jumped. I think he just was not. He was out of it, for lack of a better term, and jumped from either there or there, because that doesn't seem high enough. But I don't think. I think he meant to jump, but I don't think he thought he was going to die. So yeah, what's interesting is an autopsy report stated that he did not have any drugs or alcohol in his system when he died. He did have a history of drug abuse, leading to speculation that he may have suffered a drug-induced psychosis when he allegedly killed his landlady. The toxicology reports came back negative for cocaine, alcohol, marijuana, psychedelic drugs, any antipsychotic medication. The autopsy indicated he had suffered partial strangulation and had fingernail marks on his neck when he died. I'm thinking, and there was no indication that Lewis had been pushed or that he jumped from the roof in an act of suicide. His death was ruled accidental, which is what I think. It was an accident. And I think those fingernail marks on his neck and partial strangulation was from either the neighbor protecting himself or the landlady. That's my theory. His family spoke out about his history of untreated head trauma, leading some to speculate that he developed a psychological disorder which led to the sudden spurts of violence. But it was right here. I found a letter that Johnny's father wrote underneath another YouTube video that was a tribute to Johnny. I'm going to paraphrase from it. He writes, "If you must feel bitterness in your heart, direct it to the psychiatrists and law enforcement officials in whose hands he was this past year. They completely and arrogantly misdiagnosed him. The toxicology report just released confirms that he was 100% drug-free. His problem was never drugs. About a year ago, Johnny was in a motorcycle accident and suffered head injuries. He should have gotten but didn't receive an MRI. Shortly thereafter, his thinking and his behavior became bizarre. The symptoms of brain injury include sensitivity to light, unfocused eyes, illogical, sometimes violent behavior, inability to make decisions." And it goes on, but it ends with, "He was just screaming for help, and nobody saw that and did nothing. I'm so sorry, Johnny. I hope you're in a better place now." So, it's still kind of a mystery, but not really. I mean, he killed his landlady, killed her cat. That's not up for debate. Why did he do it? That's the big question. What happened? What made him snap? Like I said, no drugs in the system, no alcohol. Very strange and very sad. The creator of Sons of Anarchy had tweeted out that he was extremely saddened by the death, but wasn't shocked. He was a young man who lost his way. He was not shocked. I guess he wasn't shocked by his death, but I think he would be shocked by what he did. Yeah, you think somebody who's on the rise has it all, but you never know what they're battling. But most importantly, rest in peace, Catherine Davis, who seemed to give a lot to the artistic community. And rest in peace to her cat as well. And rest in peace to Johnny Lewis, because he suffered severe mental illness, it seems, especially after that brain injury. Here we are. All right. Thank you for watching. Peace out.